we just want to guarantee a playoff series, and we got work to do, but we're in good shape.
When you take into account his effort defensively and then also what he did on offense, passing the ball, scoring, obviously, was this the best game you've ever seen JK play?
I think we need to kind of just let this guy play basketball. We don't have to have a declaration after every game. We don't have to be in a situation where we're judging every minute he's out there. I understand he's the next in line to, come into his own as an NBA player. But, God, I wish my fourth year was it the greatest game ever? Was it a bad game ever? How was his rotation? Like, he's figuring it out. If we're going to win at the highest level, he has to be a part of it. So keep doing what he's doing.
Steph, sorry if this was asked earlier. You saw you took a spill and you were grabbing your tailbone. How does it feel? Obviously, you were able to finish.
Yeah, the pad helped. I slid across and it got exposed a little bit, but I was able to finish, and I don't think it'll be a problem. It's just the question of how long I need to wear that thing. It'll be pretty much the rest of the year.
Steph, one of your favorite things this time of year is to say, you always like to say, you just want a chance. You guys just want to be involved in the playoffs and just have a chance to go get your fifth ring with Jimmy, with the way the young guys like Kuminga and Brandon's playing. Mentality-wise, the star, the franchise player, how do you feel like your chances are this year to try to get that fifth ring?
Step one is get a playoff series. Step two is to try to win 4 games and then figure it out from there. So where we were 2 months ago, 11th seed, and really struggling to find an identity, that's where that kind of comment comes out, because, the way that we're playing right now is reflective of what Jimmy's brought to us, but to the question of, BP, Moses, JK, Looney, Gee, Buddy, everybody, QP who's in the rotation and really helping us. All those guys are understanding what winning basketball is and how it doesn't matter what it looks like, just compete, have confidence when you're out there on the floor. And I think we've understood with a shorter rotation and more consistent rotation that we, how the pieces fit. So it's, again, a lot of work to do, but I like where we're at right now.
Yes, Steph, after the trade went down, besides just relying on your guys' talent, what do you think you and Jimmy did to make the chemistry as good as it can be?
I wish I had something sexier to tell you other than we just play basketball. It wasn't really hard. The styles are very complementary. It's interesting. You learn somebody who you watched from afar, played against for a long time. You understand why they've won and how they've elevated teams everywhere they've been. It doesn't matter what the stat sheet looks like. He's, such a connector and has an amazing presence on both ends of the floor, makes the right play. And the vibe of what our team is right now is not what he's done, not only what he's done for me, Draymond, in terms of, superstar doing what he does, but he's elevated everybody else, and that's a big deal.
Steph, what's one thing that you've kind of learned since being teammates with Jimmy, and also whether it's on or off the court, and then also how have you seen him affect the identity of the team, as you kind of mentioned?
I know he's had a wild year, how it started and where it is now, but when he's, as he said, got his joy, and when he's playing motivated basketball, he's a dog. And that point of it, it can look a lot of different ways from game to game. I mean, it's just a matter of what it takes to win. And I think he's so comfortable in that space. And it's been fun, just trying to figure it out on the fly. This is, the trade just increases the sense of urgency. And, it also has been great watching, just the chemistry off the court. And we're all so different, but, we have a good time.
The Warriors are 20-4 when Jimmy Butler plays for the team. And yeah, you're talking about Steph and Draymond and Jimmy, some of the older players in the league, some of the high IQ players in the league. And let's transition to Draymond Green, because he had one of the plays late fourth quarter, that strip, that steal, and Luka Doncic that might have saved the game or at least squashed the Lakers' momentum. Dalton, as you were watching Draymond's game, did you see more tape for his Defensive Player of the Year candidacy?
This is another game where it's send in the tape, give this man his DPOY. Now it's already a absolute criminal that he only has one Defensive Player of the Year on his resume. He obviously is going for number 2 right now. And these are the kind of performances when it matters most. All these guys have done is beg for meaningful basketball. Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and of course, bringing in Jimmy Butler. And Draymond Green on the defensive end absolutely came through when the Warriors needed him to.
Yeah, we saw his offensive tape right there, too, finishing with 11 rebounds, 5 assists. And Draymond was at the podium as well.
Hey, Dre, we saw your reaction during the Olympics. We saw it the other night when Steph scored 52. What's it like to share the court with him when he's having one of those unconscious flurries?
It's easy. But honestly, it's a joy. Like, we're out there with him. We are in all as y'all are, or anyone else in the world. Just the shot-making ability. Like, he's guarded differently than anyone in the NBA. The amount of schemes that he sees on a nightly basis. And the shot-making ability is incredible, but he does it while getting everyone else involved, never dominating the ball, letting everybody touch the ball and still getting off. And so it makes it a lot easier for us. You know, sometimes you get guys that are star players and they get on those runs and no one touches the ball for 5 minutes and it's hard to have a rhythm. It's not him. He'll get off the ball and keep running and go find the ball again. And so it's really easy. 89 points over 2 games ain't half bad.
Draymond, last time you were here, the Lakers jumped out early, and you yourself in the postgame was not happy with the defense at all. It seemed like since that point, you've taken it personally to get back to the old Defensive Player of the Year. You're probably going to win it again this year. Just at this point in your career, late in the season, being able to lock up, there's a moment you had LeBron miss a shot, you did the lock-up sign to the crowd and stuff, but just speak to that mentality where you were still probably one of the best ball-on-ball defenders in the league and what it does for your team.
That was a fun moment. My wife and Farrah sitting courtside, so I did it to them. Then he hit the 3 on me in the corner, and he looked back at them. So it was a very fun moment. But, I mean, I knew, you know, I think that game was right at the next game after we got Jimmy. And I knew that this team was changing. We're getting him. And so it lifted the level. And, you know, Steph said he just want to play meaningful basketball. And they gave us our ownership group and our general manager gave us the opportunity to do that. You can't be one of the pillars of a franchise and they give you that opportunity at the points that we are in our career and you don't give them everything that you have. And I think you can see that out of me. I think you can see that out of Steph. And in turn, if we do that, obviously we knew what Jimmy was bringing, but in turn, if we can do that, then everyone else has to. And I think from that point, everybody's just raised a level. And I've tried to take it upon myself to be the anchor of our defense on that side of the ball, especially starting at the 5. And everybody else is doing their job. You know, defense is never about what one person can do. Like I said, I like to anchor it. I like to be a disruptor. But at the end of the day, you need your teammates on that side of the ball. And my teammates have been incredible.
How important?
The belief is in the locker room. The Warriors want a chance to play for a fifth.
Bảo ạ, người bạn đẹp bạn mặc thế nào cũng được. Người tôi xấu, tôi thích ăn diện này. Nhiều khi nó cho chút quá. Bị đâu? Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn độ hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là mèo tôm. Các bạn hôm nay tựa của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là con voi. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu tô nhá. Em con gái nhưng mà siêu lười. Chứ đi thôi chịu, không ai chăm được. Đi đâu mới đẹp thôi, làm như thế. Nhưng mà em bị làm sao, da của em da dầu á. Gội đầu vừa hôm trước hôm sau nó đã đâu vào đấy rồi. Đổi bao nhiêu dầu rồi. Mọi người đang mà đợi nhá. Đợt này em còn đen hơn nữa. Suốt ngày bị chảy đen. Chắc là do dùng cái thuốc trị mụn đấy, nó bắt nắng. Mọi người đây mà đợi này. Em ơi là anh gọi bánh, thuê em sang gọi bánh.
Anh biết gì?
Thuê. Về hỏi đi. Em
đi làm bánh.
anh không ăn bố mẹ anh ăn.
Chả ăn mấy. Bây giờ như là
mua
đâu nhờ già bên dâm âm già làm luôn cho. Có mấy cái đâu, mấy cái.
Đã bảo là năm nay bảo gọi bánh đi, thuê em ra ngoài này rồi em kiếm tiền.
Thì đấy
Anh ý kiến đi.
anh ý kiến gì, anh có phải làm gì đâu.
Em được thuê lên lũ gói bánh rồi đây này. Sẽ đẳng cấp không hoặc là chả biết gọi. Lên để vừa học vừa gói.
Về cái đấy thì cái gì gỗ văn minh xong là khuôn ấy.
Nhá.
Cái khuôn bánh ấy. Cho như thế mà giải lá xong rồi xếp đợi.
Đấy là bánh vuông thôi, ai gói bánh tròn.
Bánh tròn.
Em biết gói mà em chỉ nói thế thôi. Em vừa biết gói thôi. Gói năm ngoái mẹ em mới cho em gói. Nhưng mà gói không hẳn là chậm đâu. Gói được. Con gái nhà Nhiên làm đẳng cấp. Đẳng cấp. Gì cũng biết. Biết từ A đến Z. Chỉ là học hơi dốt thôi.